that side
I
of
get
the
that, and I completely understand that, and I understand why I could have sounded a certain way or come off. But what I'm trying to say is that my intent was to speak about how everyone. When you meet someone for the first time, how can you assume what their struggles have been or what their hardships have been or what they go through on a day-to-day basis? And again, someone will always have it better and someone will always have it worse.
I'd gotten hate for defending you.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
I'd said the same thing.
Sorry and thanks.
No, chill. And the only reason I defended you is not because I like you. I mean, I'm kidding. You're great.
Really helping my self-doubt in this.
No.
That's why I don't want to take away from what I was trying to say is what my dad has built for himself in that way. I don't want to take away from that. And my life is very different from the life that he's lived in that sense. And my parents have always protected me. And as any parents would, it's not just my parents because they're actors or they're a part of the film industry. I think all parents want to shield their kids away from, maybe not all parents, but most parents would like to shield their children away from the hardships of the world because they've worked up to the point to give their children, and I will work up to a certain point to give my children, what I eventually woke up to build for myself in that way. So I never want to be ashamed of the family that I come from or be ashamed of what my father has achieved in his life. I want to use it in the right way. I want to work 10 times harder every single day. I want to be as honest and as sincere to my work as possible. I've always wanted to be an actor and that's my passion. And I don't want to take away from that core of what, my job is and what I wanted to do every single day. And I also want to use my voice in the right way. I want to leave an impact, and I want to, in my small way, create some change. So these are the things that I know and I'm aware of, and that's all I can do and work.
Can I give you some friendly advice?
Yes.
Just do your thing.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the voices from the
I
outside.
think it's anyway for me started affecting me lesser.
A parallel journey also.
I don't know if I'd call it parallel, but of course there were some similarities in that sense, which just specific to that trolling incident and all of that. But I love the way she dealt with everything, She laughed. She has the ability to kind of laugh at herself as well and be like, okay, I hear it, but let me prove everything wrong with my work. And I think she has done that. And she's, I think, very, very honest and real and open. And she's that energy. She's a very different, unique energy. And I'm only saying this because I also just watched an interview of hers last night. So I really felt that strongly, that when you see someone being so unabashedly and so unafraid to be themselves and be so good at their work and just work hard, improve their craft and get better every time, like that's inspiring. But still have such a good and easy and comfortable personality, an inclusive personality. Mm-hmm. That's what I want.
Mm. Yeah.
Not today. I'm not feeling, and I'm like feeling happy today.
No, I mean,
there is the things hurt obviously, but like I'm actually the kind of person, like, depends on the day. Like some days I can be really bogged down and affected, and some days I can be like extremely light.
Man, it was fun talking to you.
Thank you. It was really fun opening up.
Yeah, I think people need to see a lot more of you.
And I should do this show like every 2 years and then see how much like I've changed. That's what I meant by saying like I want to use it for the right things. If I have this voice and if I can see people looking up to me or trying to emulate me in a certain way, I want to use it well. It was actually never about myself, and that's why I think I started it, because I think it was all about kind of starting a conversation for me, because I felt like it was something that was prevalent with everyone, not just actors, but I felt like no one was talking about it. So for me, where So Positive stemmed from was conversation and calling it out. But the things I discovered on the journey was how people can use social media in a good way. I feel like we constantly keep focusing on the bad side, but last year I did this segment with people who had used resources and their social media to help in the second wave of the pandemic. And so many people relied on social media to kind of find ambulances and oxygen cylinders and blood donors, So for me, that was another thing I not even tapped into or looked at, that you can actually use it for good. And now for me, So Positive has become so much more than that, which we're developing a lot of stuff, but it's about overall kindness.